mean, we'll see what happens. Oh, we'll see how this works and see. I did make some tweaks. All right, Possum, I see you. DRT. DRT. I'm just gonna, before I start talking, I want to let you know what I did, but I'm gonna just let you guys kind of just see if this works. Chief, I see you, Chief. So is the signal, I mean, is the video, audio and video all good before I start talking? Um, yes, Connie. My apologies too. My apologies. And hello, Chief. Happy Wednesday, Dumaguete, Philippines. Uh, DRT or anybody. So looks good. Everything's good. All right. Here's what I did. I simply, you know how I have a smart eSIM card and I have a Globe eSIM card. This is why I did this. The only difference is smart. I have a lot of data money put into that smart plan, and I didn't really have any data in Globe. So what I did was I just went into the coffee shop in the air condition where it wasn't hot, and I bought some data for the Globe eSIM card, turned off the smart eSIM number. Like I said, I have two Philippine numbers. Now I'm on Globe. This is the first time I'm doing a live stream on Globe. So I switched from, smart, which is like switching from T-Mobile to AT&T. That's a comparison. So everything looks good. Like, so the video is like not, I don't look wrinkled, possum. I don't want to look older than what I am. So I don't look wrinkled, much better now. This is good. I just want to test it down by the water too. Because normally when smart is not being very smart, it's usually the best by the ocean. And that was terrible. Mr. Mikey, I've been looking for you, Mr. Mikey. How are you doing, my friend? From one Michael or Mikey to another. Uh, yeah, Possum. I think I got younger looking now, back to my normal self. So everything you can see, everything's fine, right? Everything's fine. The only difference is it's going on. Hello. And again, Chief, God bless you for being here. Happy Wednesday, Dumaguete, Philippines. Yes, rain season. Yeah, this is the eSIM. Possum, you can have, at least on my phone, Apple 15 Pro Max, you can have up to two eSIMs, which is basically two separate. I have my American number, that's turned off. I have one Philippine number through Smart, that's turned off, and I have the Globe number turned on. Uh, Tony is here. Hello, Tony. Hey, how are you guys? Where are we at? Mayung Mudto. 10 more minutes. Amping, have a good day. Uh, the. And then, like I said, Tony's here. Thank you, Tony. So yeah, so basically that's what I'm doing. I'm running on Globe eSIM card, and what a difference that makes. That's how I'm gonna do it. If one fails me, smart, I'm gonna switch to the other one. And I guess if they both fail me, then I'm just SOL. Mikey says, doing okay today. This last week's been kind of tough, but then good to see you. Mr. Mikey, I appreciate you being here and I understand, you have more important things in life going on and watching my live streams anyway, but I'm glad you're here. This is awesome. And I'm happy now because I actually accomplished something, at least for now. I'm using Globe Smart eSIM. I didn't panic and I figured it out. Sonny boy, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, I'm doing good. The countdown is on. Obviously, today's Wednesday. Well, Monday's the 8th is when I go home. Um, Monday evening, 6 o'clock, a little after 6 is when my first flight leaves Dumaguete to Cebu. And then once I get to Cebu, that's when all the fun starts. Um, but I got my ticket, so that's like Dumaguete is like 6:20 p.m. So like I have all day basically to just like kind of see everybody and not like be stressed. traveling light, I'll be just taking this. Not a whole lot in there. And then the flight from Dumaguete to Cebu is like boop, up and down. It's easy. And then I'll be there around 7 something at night. My flight doesn't leave Cebu until 1 a.m. is when it's scheduled for first destination is Seoul, Korea. So I'll be plenty early. I'm just going to hang out in the terminal until 1 a.m. Might even do a live stream while I'm in the Cebu terminal, just to like, I don't know, something to do because I'm going to be going a little stir crazy probably at the airport. Not to mention the fact that I don't do well sitting that often. And for me to get on a flight that's, just the Korean flight's like 15 hours, 13. Oh boy, I'm going to do this. All right, I should be back. Okay. Maybe it's just not gonna be good whether it's globe or smart. I don't know. I got away from the ocean. You guys have seen the ocean plenty of times anyway. Maybe that's just the bad omen. Maybe that's the dead zone, the death spiral, the ocean. Chat and mods, great to see you. Mr. Mikey, again, I did catch your message earlier. You said something like, other than to please like and subscribe. I appreciate that. What did you say? Actually, watching your live stream is making me feel better than my meds. And I appreciate that. Sorry that you have to take meds for whatever reason, but I would like to think I can give you more than your meds. But I appreciate that, Mr. Mikey. How's life castaway? Mike looks a bit cooler there. It's not cooler, Art Parks. I appreciate you being here. Was you on the multi live stream today? Multi live stream. I mean, I did one. I started one earlier, and then I just got out of it, Derek, because that was under my smart card now, or smart eSIM. Now I'm under Globe, trying that, but it might not work. Period. You guys are gonna have to constantly update me because I don't know. Today might just be one of those days. It's definitely not cooler. It's cloudier. I mean, I guess the sun doesn't feel as hot because it's cloudy. Merlady, hello. Gino is here. Good afternoon, my brother from another. Nice seeing you, Gino. I always appreciate you hanging out and supporting. And have people on here, which aren't a lot because I've had some technical difficulties. But anybody who's on here, if you're interested in supporting and following a friend of mine who's a good streamer, he's basically Filipino American, Dazzle TV. Subscribe to his channel. He's very informative, very knowledgeable, much more knowledgeable than me. He's a Filipino, but he did live in America, was in the military, and yeah, good for now. That's the key word, good for now. Uh, but anyway, Chief Michael Hunter, DRT, Derek, appreciate it. Merlady, appreciate it. Again, Chief, Art Parks, kind of Connie, welcome. Of course, Mr. Mikey, Tony. Uh, we'll see how this goes. I guess the good thing is I had the option of swapping from Smart to Globe. Like I said, I'm trying to have backup plans in place. Traveler Flies said 10 days to go. I'm super excited. Good to see you. Traveler Flies, I'm excited for you as well. You'll be getting here after I'm going back to the US, but only for a month. Only for a month. I don't know. I think I'm damned if I do and damned if I, wow, my goodness. Eric McKenna Projects. Keep doing your, maybe you meant thinking. But Eric McKenna, I appreciate that super chat. I don't know if I'm worthy of a super chat ever, but especially today since the internet stinks, uh, I'm doing my best. But Eric McKenna Projects, I've never seen you before, I don't think. And if you've been here, some people just uh, kind of sit in the back. Oh, thing. You know what? Good. Now you sent me thing. I got to do this. When people give me a super chat, to me, the most honorable thing I can do in return is make you blue a moderator. You don't have to moderate anything. I just give you blue just because it's my way of saying thank you. But appreciate that, Eric McKenna Project. Where are you from, Eric McKenna? Uh, I don't know if you've ever visited my live stream before. I appreciate you being here for certain. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines, living abroad here from the U.S. You might already know that. I don't know if you've been here before. Oh, you're from Pittsburgh. That's where my mom's from. My mother is from Pittsburgh. I'm from Pennsylvania. You might already. I don't know how much you know about me and how much you don't. I don't want to like repeat and bore you. I was born in Altoona, Pennsylvania, which is Western PA. Born and raised in Altoona. Graduated high school from Altoona. But I appreciate Eric McKenna Projects for being here and dropping that generous super chat. You didn't have to do that, but I know, as people always say, they don't have to do anything they don't want to do, and I'm thankful. All right, Eric McKenna, that's awesome. I'm glad you're saying hello. And like I said, definitely a very generous way to say hello. But I appreciate it. And share comments, ask questions. If you've been here before, don't be a stranger. I appreciate it, though. The Iron City, Three Rivers, heck yeah. I went to many Pittsburgh Pirates, Steeler games, Pitt Panthers. Although I'm a Notre Dame fan, I would watch Notre Dame against Pitt for the most part. Uh, but that's awesome. I appreciate you being here. That's really, really cool. I'm humbled by the people that I meet here. Keep me up to date, guys, on this live stream. I'm keeping it at the bottom. Again, anybody that comments or asks questions and I miss it or accidentally overlook it, I just let the stream stay at the bottom, because if I don't, showing gas here 74.80 on the per liter. That matters to anybody. I don't know if it's updated, but 74.8. I got to say hello to these guys. I'm going to say hello to you. Very good. You guys look good in the glasses. Yes. You look very, very like CIA agents, like FBI. Agents, FBI. Okay. Nice to see you. I'm going for my walk. Yeah, Amping. Eric, I'm from Beaver County. Yeah, we got a lot of people here from Pennsylvania. Uh, that's why now when I say I'm from Pennsylvania, I always say Altoona, where I'm born, because someone at one time not that long ago was in my stream and said they're from Bellwood, Annis. And that's like, hop, skip, jump away from Altoona. Tony says, how is your mother doing? Well, the best way to put it is she's home. They released her the other day, but she's really out of it. And I guess rightfully so. Uh, the future and all that is in limbo as far as her health. But she's home, definitely out of it. The hardest thing for me right now is the fact that she can't speak to me. That's what is the hardest. Um, from previous strokes in the past, and maybe the medication and whatever happened to her recently, triggered something within her motor skills. So yeah, I just, I can look at her and she says a little bit, but very limited uh, communication with her, which is hard and hurts me, but it is what it is. Ruby Z says, hello, how are you? I'm good. Welcome to my live stream. My name's Michael. I'm in Dumaguete. I'm from United States. I walk every day. I'm a walker, and obviously I'm a talker. So I always just bring people along with me in the Philippines to show people what else there is in the world as far as Asia goes. And the people here are amazing. That's why I love it here in the Philippines. And but appreciate Ruby being here. Chief says to hit the like. But yeah, my mother, it's in limbo. I just obviously, I leave to go home June 8th. technically, I'm kind of really on my way June 9th after midnight, flying back to the US. And anybody's ever traveled here before, it's far. It's a long trip, halfway around the world, but hopefully she's, maybe slightly improved when I get home, or just honestly, I just want her to stay alive until I get home. I know that sounds a little crazy to say that, but you just don't know. And so, yeah, that's been weighing on my mind, just although June 8th is not that far away, seems like it's far away forever. But Chief, thank you for the prayers. DRT. Mo says, can watch regular guys depressing. The guy aspiring. Mo, I don't even know who that is. I wouldn't want to watch somebody who's depressing either. Uh, that's why I do my streaming. I just do it just because I'm happy and enjoy life, and I find the positives in everything. Nothing is perfect in life, no matter where you're at in the world. But I believe you can find something that's perfect for you. So, Mo, I appreciate you being here, Mo. Uh, for the most part, I'm about positivity and happiness and making the most out of life. That's what I do. Just make the most out of life. You never know what hand you're going to be dealt, but I'm just all about positivity, and I choose happiness. And I am generally very easily, I'm just happy here in the Philippines. And again, if I was back in the States, as you guys all know, I'm only repeating this for people that are new, I'd be working. I'd have no choice. I'm not rich and never will be. And honestly, I don't care. I'm very happy with what I do have, and I'm blessed and thankful. But being here in the Philippines, not only do I love all the cultures, the people specifically, and the hot weather and all that, this also gives me the opportunity to be retired and live, Uh, but Mo, I appreciate you said, hey, Philippines YouTuber, hope your family heals up and you're very positive. That's all I know, Mo. I choose happiness. Sometimes you have to choose it. You can choose to dwell in being unhappy, or always complain about everything. Uh, some people relish complaining and being too hot, too cold, too this, too that. Not me. I don't care how hot it gets. I don't like super cold. That's why I chose to live in a warmer climate like this. Or when I was in America, I was living in Florida for almost 2 years. So I do prefer hot weather. But when I was cold in Pennsylvania during winter season, I didn't necessarily complain. I didn't like it. So I did something about it. And that's when I moved to Florida. Sometimes if you want to improve your quality of life and you don't want to be as miserable, then do something about it. If you're not willing to do anything about it, then I don't know, I guess you're just going to complain forever. And I understand not everybody can just, I don't know, up and move per se, but that's me. Uh, but I appreciate you being here, Mo. I see Troy Key says, stay strong, brother. Been there. And I appreciate that also. I couldn't be more thankful for everybody in my YouTube world. Uh, it's opened up a lot of doors, opened up a lot of friendships, and I can't complain. Hippo Panda said Norwegians can't take the cold, but they put up with it anyway. And exactly, sometimes you just gotta, I don't know, if I had to live in somewhere like the North Pole, maybe I wouldn't be a fan of it forever, but I would still find ways to make it work. Even in the US, winter or Pennsylvania, winter is the longest time of the season. That's why I didn't like it so much. And my favorite time of the year was summertime, which was like the shortest. Uh, but I was still out walking in the cold, you know, layers upon layers, out walking in the US. The only thing that slowed me down walking is if I had ice. I had to walk on ice or something like that. But I didn't like putting all the layers on because I sweat underneath all that, and I didn't like being sweating under all those clothes in the cold air. Uh, Hippo Panda says, thanks, Mister. Uh, yeah, winter's all right. I mean, but like I said, I prefer the heat. That's why I'm here. Uh, LJB Sullivan, LOL here too, but I kind of like winter. And again, people need to be like, in the environment, what makes them most happy. Some people are cold weather, like a lot. I mean, I met people on here, watching the live stream from Alaska. Um, there's beauty all over the world. You just have to, what fits you and your personality the best. Me is I'd rather sweat my butt off than freeze my butt off. Mr. Mikey says in Montana, it's July, August, and winter. Yeah, I'm sure your summers are even shorter in Montana. But then Montana, I've never been there, but I've seen, I mean, it's beautiful country, beautiful state, nature related stuff. I would like it. Certainly would enjoy it. Um, Mr. Wait, Hippo Panda says, thanks, Mr. Drew's Randaporium. Hey, how's it going, bud? Drew, I'm doing good. I'm taking each and every day, one day at a time. I'm here in Dumaguete, Philippines. If you're new to my channel, living abroad here from the United States. Born and raised, for the most part, lived all my life in Pennsylvania, with the exception of 2 years. I lived in Florida. I prefer warm weather of Florida. That's why I was living there. But here in the Philippines, it's hot all year round, although they have typhoon rain seasons, which technically started now. That doesn't mean it rains all for like from now, June until January. It just means there's higher chances, percentages of more rain and hurricane potential. But uh, still, the majority of the time, it's sunny out, or like today, kind of partly cloudy and sunny. And as you can see, there is a McDonald's for those who like to eat that kind of food. They do have stuff like that here in the Philippines. It's not just all Philippine food. But Drew, I appreciate you being here, Drew. Again, nice to meet you. I'm not sure if you've been here before, but I always like it. Some people say hello, even though they've watched before. They sometimes just sit in the back row and keep quiet, which is okay too. But I do like it when people say hello and at least mention where they're from or where they're at. Just add something to the stream. Chief says Mr. Mikey Hank Jr. likes it there. He says he's in California now, not much of a winter. Yeah, you don't get many winter. I guess unless you're up in the mountains, you can get some snow. Uh, but yeah, me being on here so late, I apologize. Like I said, I had some technical. Pennsylvania is getting 80-degree weather this week. Yeah, my parents have been, well, since my mom gets, been home, when they get up in the morning, they go sit out on the back porch when the sun's rising to get some early sunrise sunlight. They definitely need that. LJB's in Minnesota, 91 today. What a difference that makes. You have the coldest of winters, and now you're experiencing 91 degrees. Chief, it's very beautiful in there. I loved it, but I'm seriously thinking about moving to the Philippines. Right? That's right, Mr. Mikey. Like I said, you have so many options of places that you could find your vibe. I'm going to recommend Dumaguete, at least first place you visit. And then, it's wide open from there. Hello, Higgs. I'm doing good, my friend. Some technical difficulties a little bit, Higgs. I went from my smart data and then I switched to my other Philippine number, Globe data, and it seems to be working. Uh, Appreciate you being here, Higgs. You know what? It's a good community here. You'll like it here. Especially, sometimes it gets pretty active in these streams. It's quiet. I'm a little late today because I was messing around with the internet. But do you have clothes at your parents'? Yeah, I have stuff there. That's why I'm only taking this little dinky bag. That's all I'm taking. Toothbrush, whatever. Um, yeah, toothbrush, my power banks, my passport, and just the basic stuff. Maybe an extra T-shirt, an extra pair of underwear. You never know what could happen along the way. Yeah, I'm traveling as light as they get. Um, I'm not. I'm not. Uh, maybe I'm back, maybe I'm not. It just went bloop. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those days. I guess when it's cloudy, when it rains, it pours. Uh, Let me know when I'm back, guys. I'm afraid to even talk. All right, that's all because I'm like, some people say they think the internet goes bad because of the clouds. I guess that's possible. I don't know. James Christmas is here. Hello, James. Che, I see Che is here somewhere. I'm like lost track. Dude, Lucky Logger says, "Do you have your volleyball?" Yeah, it's true. Castaway. I think he's floating, still floating out in the ocean somewhere. I might just let him float the whole way to America. He prefers the ocean. Wilson, yeah, Wilson. I think he prefers being out at sea. I might just let him float. I don't have enough room for to fit Wilson in my bag. Oh yeah, and I bring my thing for my whatchamacallit for my neck on the plane also. That's funny though. I like that Lucky Logger. You caught on to that Castaway movie, Volleyball Wilson. Welcome, Lucky Logger. CB Hassig. I'm in the foothills of Sierra Nevada mountains on the California side, and we getting in the 90s now. That's good. That's why. Well, uh, you know what I did? As soon as I got into the mall, I turned off Globe and I turned on Smart. Uh, I mean, yeah, I can't leave Smart, and apparently, from the looks of it, I can't leave Globe and Smart on at the same time. I wish I could. Uh, so yeah, I turned off Globe and turned on Smart, and now it's back. Mm, the challenges of the internet. Oh well, keeps my life interesting, that's for sure. Lynn Angel, hello. Miss Che made it to the mall. Everyone is still here, but Michael. Yeah, it's one of those days. It's all right. You do the best with what you got, and I'm trying. Yes, Connie. For how many times have I left you and come back? I never leave anybody. Temporarily, I might leave you, but I always come back. I said that's all you expect. Hello, Henry, and hey, my brother Jay John. I see you. Yeah, you caught me supporting my friend's other live stream this morning. Uh, Yeah, I like supporting the local bloggers here. Um, they support me, so I support them. But I appreciate you being here, John, JHNLDR. Um, Lynn's doing good. I'm just like looking. I can flip to the mall, but I'm just like kind of watching the internet. I think I should be okay. That's not to say Steve Bryant, I don't know if you're still here. I see Steve Bryant was giving me the warning. Uh, Nice to see you, Steve Bryant. I don't blame James Christmas said, but you get that all over Messiahs. Casey Cherry is here. KC. I don't know if I lost you. Right on. John says, I like watching lives all day. That's good, though. I mean, do what you like to do. I mean, that helps support everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like watching them in the early morning when they're cooking or making something. It's a little more interesting for me. Sometimes when they're doing a live late at night. It gets a little crazy with Troll City on their streams. Um, I'd say the unfortunate thing is if you're an attractive Filipina here and you're a live streamer, have fun with that. You get a lot of I love you comments, your beautiful comments. I want to marry. I want to marry you comments. I want to father your children comments. Yeah, it's crazy. Um, yeah, I don't sleep much, so it gives me something to do. Hey, even Henry, I appreciate you being here. Like I always appreciate everybody's support because you could be doing so many other things than hanging out with me. It's funny when you come upstairs. I know, yeah, it's true. Heat rises. Uh, I'm just glad the internet's working. I do. I should look and see what movies they're showing. I don't ever come to the movies, not very often. I think I've been here once or maybe twice. I can't remember. I'm gonna see what movie's showing in the theater. Uh, yeah, see, John, that's how I am. I keep it classy. I don't like that, whatever they do. I just think that's disrespectful and degrading, and I don't know, of women. I don't like that. Uh, Disclosure Day. Can't say I know what that is. What is this? Wow, they're up to a Toy Story 5. Shows you what I know. I don't go to the movies, and this is just nothing. But yeah, that's the movie theater. So there is a movie theater. I've been to the one. There's another movie theater in City Mall. I've never taken. It's really small mall. It's like on the other end of Dumaguete, the city. But they do have a really much nicer movie theater. Derek says, "Where's the closest mall to?" Are you saying Altoona? Yeah, Altoona. Altoona is Altoona. Altoona. There's actually an Altoona, Iowa, as well. It's funny. The closest mall in Altoona, if it's still even there, I've been to Altoona a long time. They had the Logan Valley Mall. That was like the biggest mall in Altoona, Logan Valley Mall. Hello, Brittany. Brittany Hudson is here. Hello. Welcome to the mall in Dumaguete, Philippines. My name's Michael. Um, Brittany, I think I remember you, but sometimes I can get a little confused and not remember everybody. Chief said, my son said the new Michael Jackson movie is good. Yeah, DRT there, Altoona, PA. Yeah, I heard it was good. Still nothing better than the original Michael Jackson. But yeah, I'm sure. Hey, my friend, you want to say hello? I don't think hello. One of my. You want to tell him? You can tell him your name. Yeah, I am Nimmer Tourist. And he worked. He basically. Yeah, I work department store. The department store. Security guard. Yeah. Yeah, he's one of my bodyguards. You're one of he's one of my many bodyguards here in Dumaguete, Philippines. You keep me safe. Yeah. All the time. Take good care. Take care, man. Amping. Uh, yeah, Derek. I don't know. Yeah, the mall is probably dead in Altoona. I don't remember. Well, last time I even went to a mall in Mechanicsburg when I was home, I think I literally the only thing I went to go store I went into was Dick's Sporting Goods just because I was looking for an extra pair of Brooks sneakers to bring with me before I came here. But yeah, I don't. If the malls were entertaining like they are here in Dumaguete, like where everybody kind of comes out, it would probably be more fun. But I don't remember last time seeing people like I see here in the malls in the U.S. Everybody's shopping online, which I get it. But people shop online here too. They just come to the malls and eat food and like just kind of socialize. Like I said, it's very nostalgic. It reminds me of the 80s being in the malls here, with the exception everybody has a smartphone. That's probably the biggest difference. But over there, that's where I bought my ticket. I tried getting I've gotten my tickets from Cebu Pacific to travel home through from Dumaguete to Cebu. I've done it online before, but I wanted to try it here in the mall just to see what the difference is. And they have a stand down here where you can get the ticket. Um, Basically, they do all the work for you. So if someone wants to travel on Cebu Pacific and they're in Dumaguete and they don't want to do it online and don't want to maybe or they're worried of messing something up, just come here, bring your passport. I'll show you right over here, and they'll basically do everything. You pay it right there, and very simple. I just wanted to try it just to say, hey, I've done it before. So I've gotten airline tickets Cebu Pacific online. Now I've done it with a actual customer representative booth here in Dumaguete Mall. Uh, the outlet malls are a new thing in PA. Yeah, see, these are my friends. I'm showing everybody where they can come now. Cebu Pacific. This is where you go to get a ticket. How are you? Nice to see you. But you'll probably see me before I leave again for my return ticket. That way I don't have to worry about that when I leave the US. So I told everybody the convenience of coming here and you say hello and then they'll take care of you. You don't have to just bring your passport, right? That's it. Bring your passport at Gcash. You got to pay for it too. They're not giving away free tickets. Or cash, yeah. So if you need something, you just for flying Cebu and you want to come to the mall and you don't want to do any of the legwork, come here. All right. I just want to say hello, but humping always. Take. I'll see you before June 8th, before I leave. All right. Thank you. So long. Do you prefer window or aisle? That's a good question. I used to like the window, but on those long flights, I prefer the aisle because on those long flights, if you're at the window seat, chances are, if you're on a big plane, like I'm gonna be on Korean Airlines, you got a couple, three people beside you. So if they're asleep and you have to go to the bathroom, I feel awful always waking them up. I mean, they're not upset or anything. They get it. That's just the way it is. But now I prefer the aisle, especially when you're ready to get off the plane. I can stretch my longer right leg or left leg, depending on what side of the aisle I'm on. So yeah, I definitely prefer the aisle now. The window used to be a big deal just to be able to see out the window, but once you start traveling, for me anyway, so far, I definitely prefer the aisle. Easy, uh, get up, even to stretch my legs. I don't have to wake somebody up, or just disturb somebody. But again, everybody that I've ever sat by on a plane is always polite, especially Korean Airlines. I love that. Like I said, this will be my second time on the Korean Airlines. Before it was Atlanta to Seoul, Korea. Like I said, 15 hours or so. Now this time it'll be Seoul, Korea back to Atlanta. So I did like that airline. I can't say enough. That's the best airline I ever traveled on. The Korean people were amazing. The food is amazing, and it just ran perfectly and smoothly. Derek says he prefers aisle. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I just think the convenience and not disturbing people. But then again, if I fall asleep and they got to wake me up or whatever and they got to go, it's all right. I just like the quicker access, getting out, you know. And one time they say, hey, sir, would you prefer to sit in the emergency doorway? Oh, I always take that because there's a lot of room in the emergency door, seating. I definitely do that. Yeah, I guess some people have lost their minds. So hopefully they don't lose it with me. But again, I just kind of ignore everybody for the most part on a plane. Put these AirPods in or watch a movie and I tune everybody out and kind of do my own thing. But I don't think LJB, I don't think, I would hope it's not the majority of people. I just think those are rare occurrences and then it just gets blasted and broadcasted all over social media when there's a uh, domestic people are arguing on a plane. I'd hope that that's just the minority, but that's what everybody looks at. And then they maybe think that's happening everywhere. I don't think that's happening. I hope not. Merlady. So, yeah, basically, here's my flight Monday, June 8th. I leave Dumaguete at Dumaguete Airport at like 6:15, 6:20 p.m. Fly to Cebu. That's a very short flight. It's like 35, 40 minutes. It's like no sooner like I always say, you meet your maximum elevation, you're on your way back down. So I'll be there probably around maybe 7 or a little so after. And then I got to wait until 1 a.m. after midnight, June 8th. So that'll technically be June 9th. And then 1 a.m. is when that's when the real flying gets going. Cebu to South Seoul, Korea. And then I don't know how long I lay over there for. I didn't really look. And then Seoul, Korea, the whole way to Atlanta, Georgia. And then Atlanta, Georgia to Harrisburg, PA. And then that's it. No, I don't get motion sickness on a plane, Chief. I I think if anything, for anybody, maybe they just get anxiety or something like that. But I don't think there's much. I think you'd get more motion sickness on a boat or going through the twisting hills of the Philippine mountains on a van or a bus, because it's like this. You probably get motion sickness easier on a traveling here in the Philippines than you would on a plane. A lot of a lot of Filipinos pack plastic, a little bag, because they get motion sickness traveling here, especially up in the mountains where the roads are twisty. We can get you on. Maybe you can travel on this train, Chief. You want to travel by train? I don't think you're going to get sick on that. JH, are you going to feel a little homesick for the film? Oh, of course, John. Like, man, the last time I went home to the U.S., it was like no sooner I landed in Denver Airport, I was ready to go back to the Philippines. Hate to say that. It was just the vibe. The first time, like, I was back in the U.S. after like 7 months, my first time here in the Philippines. And by the time I got back, uh, it was you could just tell. I could just tell I was back home in the States. People were, they just seemed miserable. I, I don't know. They just, I mean, they're flying wherever they're going, and they just had this demeanor on their face. I just love it here. I much enjoy the people vibe and how much happier people are here. Sam Roy says window seat is good for nice views during takeoff and landing, but that's just about the first 20 minutes. Yeah. And occasionally you could be up in the sky somewhere and I'll peek out the window from my aisle seat and just, kind of nice to see where you're at. Or when you're no longer over the ocean and you can finally see land, that's kind of like a nice feeling. Um, is there a shower at Korea Airport? Maybe. I never looked, to be quite honest with you. I Yeah, I don't get a shower. I mean, basically, I get the shower as close to the time that I have to be at the Dumaguete airport, and then I go 24 hours plus. But I brush my teeth and stuff like that. But it's not like, I mean, when you're in an airplane, you guys know this. It's like the air condition, unless it's broke. The air condition is it's very cold in a plane. Um, I literally need a blanket. Everything was more chill when you could smoke on an airplane. Yeah, I think I never, first time on a plane. Yeah, I don't think I was allowed, you were allowed to smoke at that point. Um, Wolfgang, hello, Wolfgang says, Michael, did you travel with Korean or Asian? Korean Airlines. This will be my second time, Wolfgang, on Korean Airlines. John says, Koreans are cool for inventing Hapkido and Hawang Rangdo. What is that? Is that, I don't know, John, is that like food or something? I think I remember seeing an arcade. Yeah, there's an arcade in this mall. I actually did walk past it upstairs. I try to do my best with these comments, and I know once I go outside, I might have to switch the darn. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay on Smart or have to go back to Globe. Uh, Rick Wallace, hello, Rick. Oh, it's NZ Coins. I see you, NZ Coins. God bless you, and thank you for being here. Chase saying hello to Wolfgang. Sam says, if you have a long layover in Seoul, you can exit the airport, head downtown, then back to the airport. I've done it in Singapore. It was worth it. Yeah, but knowing me, I'm just going to like, I remember when I was in Korean Airlines on my way, or the airport in Korea, I walked all that mall, it was like a mall. That airport in Korea, Seoul, was beautiful. It's huge, clean, big. Being that I was on that plane for so long from Atlanta, I walked and walked and walked in the airport. I did get coffee, a latte. I remember that, but I walked everywhere until it was time to go. Yeah, I'm going to go not sitting in a plane for that long of a time. LJB says, seriously, you will find people in the U.S. more miserable. I find the happy at airports only in spring break. Imagine that. Yeah, I could just tell. Like I just could tell when I landed in Denver on my way home. Uh, Last time I went home, I stopped. My first American stop was Denver, and instantly in the terminal, it was just like the demeanor on everybody's faces just looked like, I don't know, they weren't happy. And I'm like, I know I'm back home. I'm lucky I had just a 10-hour flight from Honolulu to Manila. Yeah, 10 hours would be sweet. Traveler flies. And you know what? I'm making you blue. You've been here a lot. I just love making tons of people blue when I recognize you. And NZ Coin says Honolulu with the love. Yeah, someday that'd be nice if I could ever visit Hawaii. I'd say that's not going to happen anytime soon. Uh, Welcome, Rick Wallace. Merlady says that right. Route flies over the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, it's like kind of up and around. Like they kind of, instead of going straight across, they kind of go up and around and then back down, like kind of towards Alaska, like all along the coast. I think that's how they kind of travel over the ocean, but kind of more looked like it was parallel to the land. Thank you for being like number 38 NZ Coins. New Zealand, I appreciate you. Um, Casey, hello, Casey. I saw you earlier when I was having technical difficulties. I tried saying hello to you, but I probably got bumped. Um, you got bumped from me. Are you heading back to the States to see your mother? Yes, NZ Coins, June 8th, next Monday. It's coming around quick. But yeah, I'm heading back to see my mother. I'll be there in the US for a month. Going that far, yeah, I'm staying at least a month. Although a month's a long time, it's just better traveling that far. I haven't seen my family in over a year, plus with the help of my mom, and then just adjusting the 12-hour time difference. It's much better to go home, or I mean, stay for a month when you go that far. Hello, Jeff Virgil. I'm doing good, Jeff. All things considered, I'm doing good. I'm just standing in the mall. I'm kind of nervous about going back out and seeing if it just goes in total glitch mode. It's so weird though. So the smart is working excellent in the mall. I'm using my data in the mall, but for whatever reason, when I go outside, it doesn't work. I don't get it. Usually when you're in a building, you have more interference. NZ says, good on you. That's great news. Yeah, I mean, just worked out that way. I guess if there's a positive, I mean, uh, you don't like to have to go home for the reason that your mother's not doing well, but Uh, I guess the positive in that is I'm going back now in this when it's warm summertime in the U.S. But I'm going back outside. We're going to see how this works. Is it going to glitch? But don't worry. If it goes out, I'll be back. I'll figure it out. I might have to flip to something else. But yeah, it is. Like I said, it's dark. It is rain season. Yeah, Rick, they do have Wi-Fi, but I never connect the Wi-Fi, especially in a mall, to do a live stream. There's so many people on that Wi-Fi. For one, it's probably not optimal. I don't know if they're using Starlink in there or not, but with so many people connecting to the Wi-Fi, uh, it's usually a very weak signal because too many people are using it. It's already a little worse. Unbelievable. Uh, Definitely looks like rain. Casey said, "Oh, I see. That's good. You will go back and take care of your mom." Yeah. Well, just be with her. I'm not necessarily going to take care of her. My brother's doing that. Um, but thank you for being here, Jeff, Virgil. I'm going to walk. Just let me know if it just goes the crap. The only other option I can have is like before, I just switch from smart to globe. But it's just it's so weird. Like I'm in the mall where you would have the most interference and the connection's great. Then I come outside. I don't. Yeah, a couple. OB days raining in Luzon and in Masbate as well, but today is sunny. I mean, yeah, it's like partly sunny right now. Like it's not like it's like the dark is there, but then you go over here, it's blue skies. Um, LJB says, "Will you broadcast in the U.S.?" Yes, I will. That's at the request of people. I'm gonna do it. I have to be a little creative. The time is gonna be better for people in the U.S. on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. You're gonna love that. Chief said, "What U.S. food are you looking forward to?" Mexican food. Really good Mexican-owned Mexican food in Pennsylvania. I have like two places that I love. Um, Jay John says, right on. Yeah, Mexican food. Um, just let me know if this goes to crap. I get worried about starting talking out here because I don't feel confident in the internet. But uh, Traveler says, my girlfriend said it's raining pretty good outside Manila in Rizal. Yeah, it's like I said, it goes from dry summer season within the next day after it changes that quickly. It's like rain season. It's like clouds. It's like they just drop clouds all over the place and rain. Rizal next to Laguna. NZ Coin says, N new rates. Uh, yeah, I guess that when you know you're at the mercy of uh, uh, whatever because you need money, that's unfortunate. But I think that more than saying anything and they're dropping. I think I lost everybody. I'm gonna guess I lost everybody. All right, switch. All right, I'm gonna switch right now. I'm gonna wait. I switched it. Oh man, that was quick. I guess that yeah, I turned off smart and I turned on globe. And the fact that you're saying we're here and you're back, I actually didn't think it would work that quick, but that's interesting. Oh no. Steve's showing oh boy. All right, last message I got. Clear, you're crystal clear. NZ Coin says the Filipino people seem so happy and kind. They are happy and kind, especially here in Dumaguete. I'm guessing you guys, uh, this is good. If I got to play the game, I play the game. From smart to globe, globe to smart, at least today. All right, this is good. Uh, Learn something new every day, you know? You learn to be patient. That's definitely one thing you'll learn here in the Philippines. Not just the internet and like uh, cellular data. You'll learn a lot here in the Philippines. You got to learn to be patient. But that's good that I got that dual eSIM. Turn one off, turn the other one on. All right, Steve. Thank you. Always wearing a hat in that heat. Jose Chico. Uh, I don't think that wearing a hat in heat is going to make you lose your hair. Uh, I mean, it's the sun on my head. You could probably get burnt, Jose. Um, Jose, my brother, what's up? What's up, dude? Blessed afternoon. Yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day, Jose. Uh, yeah, it was funny the other day. I don't know if that was the same guy. I mean, it might work. It might be true. Somebody sent me a message. Is like, um, when you wear your hat all the time, your head can't breathe. Well, first of all, I don't wear my hat all the time, only when I'm out direct sunlight like that. And I do need shade on my face. With this cap, I can't read the messages. But he was like saying like your head would suffocate or something like that under a cap. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, you should get he said get cast, and I've kind of heard this before, but like get castor oil and something else and rub it on your head. And then he says take a plastic bag and wrap that on your head. Uh, and basically, I guess to reignite hair follicles or something to that effect. I'm like, your head's gonna suffocate more wearing a plastic bag than it is a cap. And damn, I'm like 56 years of age. Yeah, my hair's not as thick as what it was when I was like a kid. Uh, but I don't think any wearing a cap has anything to do with it. It's a trucker hat, got vents in the back. Yeah, it's exactly. I'm like, damn. Like, I don't know. I mean, is it possible? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I'm not gonna not wear a cap when it's like even in a hazy day like this, and I can't. Like I said, you can't see. Um, do you have hair under there? It doesn't matter what color. Yeah, I have hair. It's blonde. Look, it's blonde. Yeah, I have hair. Probably. I mean, definitely not as much as I had when I was a kid. Uh, Younger. I mean, damn, everything people, well, probably, I'd say the stress of America probably makes people's hair thin out. But I have blonde hair. I don't really have any gray hair at all. I don't know if that's just because I don't know, when you're a blonde hair. I don't know. If you lose hair, it's due to the genetics on your mother's side. Yeah, I've heard that before. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. Like, if you've used, I mean, I use like organic shampoo and stuff for a while now, but I'm sure using chemical based stuff on your head probably could damage hair follicles. Diet could damage hair follicles. Lack of collagen could maybe, I'd say diet is a lot directed towards that, but again, I don't know. I don't really worry about that stuff. Um, but stress can definitely do it. NZ says, "Bro, you look great for 56." I mean, I feel great. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I mean, I guess if I was perfect, everything would be perfect. I'm just happy I'm healthy, and I'm living my life in the Philippines in the hot sun. I'm out in it every day. Um, like I said, when you're closer to the equator, the strength of the sun is a lot stronger. You just got to be a little more careful. That's all. I'd say wearing a cap probably protects your head more than it suffocates it. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I guess the individual cared about my well-being enough to say that. Donnie Holcomb's here. Hello, Donnie. Welcome, my friend. Casey is smiling. Uh, must be Lindsay says honestly. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm blessed and thankful that I look like what I look like for my age. I mean, I must be doing something right. Genetics is part of it, I'm sure. It did it again. Yeah, it blooped again. Let me know if I'm back, guys. You know, the app closed on me and I had to open it back up, and I don't want to talk if you guys don't even hear me. Uh, All right, thank you, Merlady, and again, my apologies. Uh, yeah, I just did a quick. All right, I just did a quick reset. I did that. It's almost like you're gonna swipe up to close the app, but you don't close it. Someone told me before that that works, kind of like helps reset it. I mean, I guess it did. Merlady said I'm back. I heard, or Steve said I had a coworker put ice plastic under his hat in the hot heat to keep a cool head. I'm sure that would probably work, but I'm sure when perspiration, I think my face would probably be more drenched than it already is from the sweat. Again, the heat doesn't, don't complain about it. I never say it's like too hot. I'd say the most disappointing thing for me is when it rains, especially if it's like multiple days and it's clouds and there's no sun. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I don't complain. All right, John says you're back. Up and run, just runs right out to the ocean. Yeah, I'm gonna get blueberries, Chief. My Wayman's blueberries. They get a big bag of frozen wild blueberries from either Costco's or BJ's. Yes, sir. I'll be eating the blueberries. I just love seeing coconut trees. I mean, I don't know who's harvesting them. Probably a Filipina. Those Filipinas, you'd be surprised, man. They could climb a high tree like that in their bare feet. Not me. Mm, LJB says, bet mom or dad look young for their age. Genetics. My dad always looked young. He got carded at a liquor store at 30 years of age. That was back in the 70s. To check it off him. Yeah, I think my mother and father did look fairly young for a time being. They probably could have looked younger even longer and been healthier had they just done a couple things a little sooner and not later in life. That's, my opinion, my brother's opinion. Um, because when my mom, especially more so my mom, she's had more issues, but my dad, when my brother had them in a normal exercise routine, pushing them, and it wasn't a lot. To be honest with you, it was minimal. Uh, I mean, like a 1 pound dumbbells and, doing walking, which, you know, those walks were like at a snail's pace. Had they done some things differently when they were younger in regards to exercise and not eating a bunch of fast food junk and sweets, my mom ate a lot of candy, man. Like, uh, candy, my parents' house, and she would always, you know, she was always a step ahead when it came to Easter candy for grandkids and family, and Christmas candy, Halloween candy. I don't know how much of that stuff she was eating on her own. She wasn't like overweight and fat, but she just, yeah, and then she ended up getting diabetes. So, like, you can't, yeah, you just can't do those things. And I just think diet and exercise, in my opinion, will diminish longevity. Kind of broke, so you get happy poop today. Oh, I just noticed that. Thank you. I mean, dude, John, I appreciate that. Don't worry about. I mean, I appreciate your generosity. I didn't see the super poop that you sent me, and I just read your comment. I'm like, I get to poop today, and now I got you. That was funny. Made me laugh. Did you like Dutch, Amish, home style food at restaurants? Too heavy or rich? I mean, Dr. Red, DRT. I've eaten that stuff. Uh, wait, may I ask? My mother is 86. She turned 86 on May 29th while she was in the hospital. NZ coins, which imagine that. You celebrate your, well, she didn't celebrate it really, but imagine spending your 86th birthday in a hospital. But she turned 86 uh, May 29th. But yeah, as far as that Amish or Dutch Amish home style food, like I've had that a long time ago, obviously, when I I just didn't know enough about, for me, like health food and diet stuff. I didn't know enough. So yeah, I was eating. There was times when I was eating poorly too. I guess I'm just fortunate. I wasn't consistently eating poorly, but I don't touch any of that stuff right now. I mean, if someone's going to make me home style cooked Amish food or Dutch style food, cook it for me at their house. And then they can pick the ingredients. They're usually more cleaner and better. Yeah, she is out of the hospital. They released her the other day, but she just like I can't. She can't really speak, so I haven't really said a whole lot to her because she can't respond. She hears me and understands me, but her motor skills are messed up right now. Could be because of multiple things, but Chief, thank you so much, brother. My West Virginian brother. I wish, man, with me flying all that. Uh, I wish with me flying all that way, Chief, I would be able to see you in West Virginia. I wish I could see Chris, who is CKM. He lives in New Jersey. There are other people that live in Pennsylvania. I mean, I don't have a car now, and the only car is my parents, and that's probably most, basically going to be used for running errands and whatnot. So I don't really have the freedom just to get up and go wherever I want while I'm home for a month. Now, I'll see some of my friends. Most of them will probably just come and get me. Yeah, I sold my car last year before I came back. But I appreciate that, Chief. Much respect to you. That'll go towards everything and anything. God bless you, and I appreciate your support. Um, Summer Peni, hello, Summer Peni. You know what, Summer Peni, you're here. I'm just making you blue. Like I said, you don't need to moderate, but you're a friend. Hello, Bert. Will you still be home for the 4th? Yeah, I'll be home for the 4th of July, believe it or not. Yeah, it just dawned on me because I'll be leaving July 9th to come back. So yeah, I will be home for the 4th of July. And yes, I will be live streaming while in the US. Gonna have to be a little creative. I mean, obviously, I think my Philippine viewers and friends here from the Philippines that watch my channel will probably be more interested in watching me while I'm home in the USA versus you American people or Westerners. You might be a little bored. But I'm going to try and be creative and do something. I'll have to get T-Mobile back. That's for sure. I won't be able to use this data. Smart and Globe over in the US, I don't think so. Jenny Bars, my goodness, you're back. There you are. I've been sick. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you've been sick. Uh, it's not fun getting sick. That's probably why I work so hard at preventing it. It's not fun, especially the older you get, if you don't watch what you're doing. Still looking for Michelle Pelletier. I know I always bring this up to you guys, but I don't know if you guys remember. She was a subscriber. She was a moderator. She was blue. She's from Jersey. Her name's Michelle Pelletier. I haven't seen her in forever. Her account name was Michelle Pelletier. I don't know if you guys remember, but I haven't seen her forever. But Jenny says, oh, yeah, my birthday is on July 4th. Well, awesome. I'll be able to say, if you're on my live stream while I'm in the US July 4th, Jenny, I'll sing happy birthday to you. If you're on the live stream July 4th, remind me that it's your birthday. I might not, but uh, uh, is it the trees? I don't know. I'm just gonna wait until you guys give me the thumbs up. I'm staying away from the ocean. Damn, what's going on? All right, NZ Coins, you're the latest message. I'm back. I'm back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't, it's, I was walking towards the ocean. I'm not going that way. Chief, thank you so much for the super chat. Now that you can hear me, you said blueberry money. Exactly. That's true. I appreciate you giving me the blueberry super chat. God bless you, Chief. Always, always, always. Rick Wallace said you're an excellent tour guide. Yeah, I guess I'm only as good as the internet. Uh, NZ said something and I missed it. Uh, 86 years isn't anything to sneeze at. It would be nice if she was around longer and more healthy. And that's the whole thing, LJB. It's just like she could maybe potentially be 86 and not be struggling so weird, but back. I don't know if that's good. Weird, but back. I'm afraid to move. Uh, but Jenny says I'm back. Dr. Red just said it's weird, but I'm back. Does that mean the video and the audio is terrible? Connie says I'm back too. As we can see, the church. Bert says hi. I'm assuming I'm back, but I just don't know. It's okay. And I'm on Globe right now. I'm not on Smart. I was using Smart in the mall. Man, I gotta juggle all this stuff. Dr. Red says, okay, I'm good. Question is, where should I go? I haven't been by the public market. My mom passed at 84. Hard to see suffering and dementia. And that's kind of what the thing is with me. And I'm not, I consider myself LJB, strong mentally, certainly physically, but something with my relationship with my mother and stuff like that, it's just too difficult for me to see her like that. Like my anxiety kind of, like a panic kind of settles in with that. Yeah, St. Catherine. At least you can see that. LJ, I was trying to look for what. I'm so sorry too. NZ said something because I saw someone comment about. And there it is. My grandmother didn't drink or smoke, ate and slept well too, kept active and fit, but they had her on meds. They were no. Right when you said meds, I'm not going to get all philosophical when it comes to meds, NZ coins, but I'm not a fan of any of that stuff. I'm just not. Um, I'm just not. I'm Kayla Phillips is here. Hello, Kayla. Welcome. Happy Wednesday in Dumaguete, Philippines. Welcome to the Hit or Miss live show in Dumaguete. It's Scuba Steve is here. Hello, Scuba Steve. I'm kind of stationary right now. Today's been challenging internet wise, but could always be worse. Make the most of it. Uh, but where'd it go? NZ coins is missing. Uh, yeah, that were no good for her since she was about 80. Yeah, NZ, I'm just not a fan. Uh, bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, it blooped again. I want to walk towards the ocean, but I'm just, damn. John says, just an idea, bro. Get a sailboat and pick up your honey for a bit and travel. You know what? If I do the Balak buy-in box from the U.S. and ship it to myself here in the Philippines, John, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy some good quality raw honey as long as I know. Well, the honey I think it was from a farm, it was in glass. I don't like to get anything in plastic, but honey's another option I could send myself. Hey, Michael Douglas, huge fan. I've never been called Michael Douglas, but he was a very successful celebrity movie star. I'll take that compliment. Yeah, Michael Douglas, uh, Vanilla Ice, Lane Kiffin, Woody Harrelson. Now it's perfect. Jenny Barr says, my mother was 88 when she passed, very holy passed, and she even smiled before she passed. I know she happy and heavy. I will pray for mom. See, Jenny, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, raw and unfiltered. I'm just gonna go towards the did it. John, I'm glad I'm back for somebody. Uh, oh, well, one thing's for sure. I will certainly, when I have a good live stream, it's never boring ever. But it's not certainly not boring at all when I have to play around and switch around and turn things off and turn it off. But hey, we're still hanging tough. I appreciate the patience. Because when you guys are patient, that helps me be patient also. Thank you, Tony. Uh, Thank you, Scuba Steve. Again, if I had it my way, way too fast of a motorbike. See, that's what I don't like. If a child ever walks out in this street, which there are a lot of children around this area here in Dumaguete, my God, kill, you'd kill an adult probably going that fast. But yeah, you really gotta, for the most part, they drive very responsible, but sometimes you get one individual that likes to go way too fast. I don't know, to show off or something, but someday that person is gonna end up hurting somebody else or hurt himself. Um, yeah, clouds. I'm just, like I said, I'm pushing forward and I'm gonna go right towards the water. Ho, uh, effing almost a quick end. And I love that comment. Wait, you know what? Uh, Again, I know if I could meet all you personally, especially the new people as well as the people who've been here all along and support me. I'm telling you, you guys are such amazing people. Uh, Not only do I love and I'm happy as all can be here in the Philippines, but you just give me a whole other uh, scuba. What in the world do you want my GCash number for a donation? I can't. That that's very hard for me to do that. Scuba Steve, I greatly appreciate that. Um, that's just hard for me to do that. Um, I'm not used to that. I'm not even used to when people give me super chats. I mean, it's very humbling to. Oh no, muted. You can't hear me either. Oh boy. At least the water looks beautiful. Christopher's your saint. Yeah, mine's Saint Michael. Always better by the water. It's my favorite place for you to visit. Uh, Scuba, and like I said, I greatly appreciate that. That's just so hard for me to just do that. Um, I appreciate the thought of your generosity and stuff like that. I mean, I'm surprised they even allow it here on YouTube, but yeah, you can see that dark cloud. At least it's all behind. See how that is? I always like that. It's like inland, but then out here, it's like beautiful. Scuba says, I'll come over and take you out. Were you visiting the US while I'm gone, or you're just talking about when you make a trip down here? Doing okay, brother Mike. We can hear you. Sounds okay. I hear you. Thank you again. 54, Chief. Yeah, my parents said they're getting like, I don't know, 80s in Pennsylvania, and you're further south than they are. Or maybe it says it's 54 at 2 a.m. in the morning. That's why. Uh, might need long sleeve shirts. Um, Knowing me, I can adapt to any weather. It would be a little weird if it gets cooler at night, but I'd probably enjoy that when I go to sleep at night for a change. My brother is a big proponent. He likes opening the windows and just turning on the ceiling fan. And yeah, that'll probably feel really nice to me. Yeah, 70s and 60s. Yeah. You're only an hour away by plane, Scuba Steve. One of these days, Scuba Steve, we'll hook up. I know, man, this wall is warm. My butt's going to be sweating, but I'm going to sit here just because I have a darn signal. And I apologize right now that I'm not walking around. Maybe this is a safe spot, but I've sat here at the wall before and then the screen goes poof. We got Roy Camacho 202. Hello from Puerto Rico Territory, USA. Welcome, Roy Camacho. My name's Michael. I'm from the United States, but I'm living here abroad in Dumaguete, Philippines. If you haven't, I don't know how long you've been in this live stream, but yeah, kind of keeping my spot right here for now. Normally I walk everywhere and show everybody the city of Dumaguete and wherever else, but the internet's not being very kind today. So my apologies, Roy. Normally I show a lot more, interact with the people, but sometimes you just got to take what you get. And I would say the majority of it's because of that. I don't know. It just seems like when the clouds are in and it's potential storm. Uh, Maybe this spot isn't a good spot. Uh, John, I see you sent me the gold coin. I appreciate that. I don't know if you hear me. It just, like I said, there's two types of glitches. There's the one where I have the spinning wheel on my screen and it says reconnecting, or the one that just, the whole thing, the app just closes, it just disappears. I had the disappearing act, but I'm trying my best. I appreciate your patience, and my best words of advice I can give people when you come to the Philippines: learn to be patient. Um, I mean, I've had internet issues even with T-Mobile in the U.S., so it's not like it's completely uncommon to me. But here, sometimes I don't know, rolling brownouts, weather, rolling power outages, obviously this dark stuff in the sky, everything can affect it. But everybody wants to see my haircut. There you go, sweaty head. There you go, Stuba Steve. There's the haircut. Nice, sweaty, matted down head. But appreciate the gold coin, John. I did catch that as I got glitched out. John says, and I didn't mean who, I meant Hooli. That was a fast bike. Yeah, that was just way too fast. I see that not a lot, but there's a lot of, I mean, even an adult. I mean, you have elderly crossing the road, you have me, I mean, anybody. But children here are really, they play around, they're kind of oblivious to the street. If a ball goes rolling or something on that street, I mean, you're going to kill somebody. Like, it's like, I know they don't have speed limits here and stuff like that, and they don't enforce a lot of stuff, but you got to be careful of the kids, anybody. But I mean, I'm, very protective of these children. I mean, they're just so young, and it's like this is right near where everybody hangs out. You should never be flying up that road. You shouldn't be flying anywhere, but all through here, there's like a lot of kids, and kids are a little more independent here in the Philippines, which I kind of like. The parents kind of allow the kids to grow up and, fall down and get hurt. Whereas I think in America now they baby their kids too much. That's just my opinion. Uh, what souvenirs are you bringing home? Um, I had brought some stuff home before, like but my mother and father, they don't need anything. I've given my father so many caps. He has probably enough caps to, probably has 30 caps. There's nothing I could possibly give him. And when I do bring him new stuff, he's a guy that, like, he'll wear all of his old stuff all the time. And then I get him something new. He'll wear it once. And then it's like, oh, it's too new. I don't want to wear it. I'm like, well, it's never going to get beyond new if you don't wear it. So probably nothing. I think the gift that my mom wants the most, and my dad, they just want to see me. You know what I mean? They'd rather, there isn't anything here that they would potentially want more than me. Casey says, well, for vacation, search different Asian country first, then to complain or shock about the culture, food, etc. Scuba says, remember, it's like 30 to 40 ago for people come from the USA here in the Philippines. Um, I swipe down and then up on the screen and the volume comes back. Try it. Yeah, I've done that before. Somebody told me that, what you're saying, Scuba Steve, and I assume because I see when I swipe it off almost without canceling it, and then I bring it back, it like the clock, the timer stops for a brief couple seconds and then it starts rolling again. But remember, yeah. So yeah, no souvenirs. They don't really want it. They just want me home. That's basically what it is. Uh, Tony says I'm back. John says it's good. Showed Steve my haircut. Actually, I got my haircut like I don't know, 2 weeks ago. Roy is here. Anna Kennedy, Conroy. Our farm only has raw honey. Our bees are really busy. Best honey to get. Yeah, I'll definitely be enjoying some natural raw honey from the U.S. That'll go on my yogurt. A2 Bulgarian yogurt. A2 Bulgarian, like no sugar. Organic granola, honeys, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, all that good. That's my ice cream right there. That's like natural. Um, that's all they want. Michael parents just want, yeah, and that's why. I mean, I brought them stuff the last time I went home. You know, she had like this bracelet and stuff. She wore it a little bit, but they have everything they could possibly want from a materialistic standpoint. You know, so aside from probably just wanting good health, I'd say they just want to see their kids. You're exactly right. Um, I'm trying to go back a little bit, and like I said, I always apologize for missing some of these comments and questions. And we're not leaving the fills. Neither am I, Scuba Steve. Just other than going. Uh, yeah, I did it again. I don't know who hears me, but it just bloop. That's how you know you're learning to become patient in the Philippines. If I were going through this in the U.S., I'd probably be um, showing a little more impatience. Michael, when you're back in the U.S., what time will you do your live? 12 noon. Connie, that's kind of interesting on the times. Uh, I'm going to have to come up with a time that I know is going to be good for Eastern Standard Time, you guys in the US or wherever, Canada. I'm going to have to figure out something that appeases to the people here in the Philippines also. Because if I yeah, noon in the US would mean midnight here, which is kind of noon here is midnight for you guys. And I bless you for doing that. Probably play around. Sometimes I might do like 7 at night in the US, and that would be 7 in the morning here in the Philippines, 8 at night. At least it's daylight longer there in the US later. My brother, SFN Mobile Mechanics, if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. You love that comment. I can't imagine where you got that from. Nice to see you too. Peter, Hal, man, Peter Halby Peterson. Hi from Denmark. Welcome from Denmark, Sir Peter. I appreciate you being here. My name is Michael Dumaguete, Philippines. I'm from the U.S., but I'm living abroad here in the Philippines. But I am going home on June 8th to visit my mother for 1 month. She's not doing well, but sort of cloudy, dark way over there. But here at the port, it's not bad. 956 in Iran. Welcome, a Farman Zeta. Welcome, a Farman Zeta. Nice to see you. Again, from Denmark. Peter, appreciate you being here. If you haven't given me a like, it's real easy to do. Double tap. But don't like anything that you don't like. Uh, I always tell people that you're not obligated to double tap the screen, and you're not obligated to subscribe to my channel either. But if you want to support and hang out with a foreigner on a simple journey living abroad in the Philippines, which I will be living back in the US for 1 month when I go home, live streaming there as well. I don't know how entertaining that will be for people for me being in the US, but I'm sure most of you guys will make the most of it and have fun while I'm home in the US. Uh, Let me see. Hold on. Mick Gray is here. Good morning, Michael from Essex, England, UK. I love it when I get people from like UK, that area over there. I appreciate you being here, Mick Gray. Thanks a lot. SFM, yeah, you're on the West Coast, 11:28 p.m. That's still late. I appreciate you guys being here so late. Um, and like I said, we got A Farm Man Zeta. He's in Iran. Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. Appreciate you being here. Peter said, my wife is from Vietnam. I haven't been to Vietnam yet, Peter, but hopefully someday, maybe Da Nang. That's the popular place I've heard, or Ho Chi Minh or somewhere. But Da Nang is what I hear most frequently talked about here in the Philippines as a place to go visit. Looks nice in Da Nang, beach area, clean, food, all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, maybe someday. My friend Jay John says, hopefully your flight doesn't get postponed. Heard Yellowstone might erupt. Yeah, you never know. That's why I'm packing an extra T-shirt and an extra pair of underwear on my flight back. I'm not wearing sneakers, believe it or not, back. I'm going to go buy a pair of nice slides to wear with socks. That way, easy off, easy on slider shoes. Being on a long flight, I don't want to be taking shoes off, and I got to make sure I have sneakers for when I need to do my walking at home. Can't remember if I have any good walking shoes left at home, and if that's the case, I will just order a pair that I'll use for the month and then bring them back with me here to the U.S., which I want to get new Brooks or something like that. Anyway, I go through walking shoes fairly quickly. NZ Coin said, especially the buy something new and wear it one time, then go back to the same clothes. And you sound like me saying wear it or it won't get worn. Well, yeah, it's like, I don't know. That's why I joke. And like for me, I'll admit I was awful when I lived in America as far as being materialistic and buying stuff. My walk-in closet that I had in my house, I still have clothes that I haven't completely gotten rid of yet. I mean, I donated a lot through whatever Salvation Army or those big donation bins that they have everywhere, all over the place. I mean, and I didn't just get rid of cheap clothes; I got rid of expensive stuff. But I didn't care to part with that stuff. I was ridiculous. I won't even talk about that again. But yeah. SFN says, remember everyone to smash that thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to ring that bell. Let's get them 100. I appreciate you always striving for 100. That's a good goal to have, but it's okay if I don't hit 100. A Farm Menzeda said, good for you. I appreciate you being here. Sweet Caroline. My niece's name is Caroline. They call her Sweet Caroline too. Good afternoon, though, Sweet Caroline Baba. Baba. Henry says, my response to be quicker to you being in the U.S. Did I miss something you said? Marcio Gomez says, oi from Brazil. Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines from Brazil. My name is Michael from the United States, living abroad here in the Philippines. Brazil is a beautiful country. I've always thought Brazil would be a neat place to visit and, hit all the popular spots. Lots of beautiful people in Brazil. Very good in a lot of sports. Uh, Volleyball. I remember watching Brazilians play volleyball. They're good. Henry, 1:30 in the morning over here. Jenny Barr says, good night and blessings to you. Jenny, thank you. Always appreciate you being here. Your continued support whenever you're here, awesome. Don't always feel obligated to be here. I know you guys all do the best you can, and I couldn't be more thankful. Peter says she is from, I'm going to try and say this right, Hatine Central, Hatine Central, Vietnam. Can't say I've ever heard of that, but now I have. Brooks are good running shoes. Yeah, they're the best, in my opinion. I'm very biased towards Brooks. Second would be New Balance. If I really had to pick a second alternative, it would be New Balance. But yeah, these are some of my old Brooks here. These are like the tread. There's like no tread, but I was thinking it was going to rain today, so I figured wear them. But yeah, I'm a Brooks guy through and through. I think they're the most comfortable and used, but they seem to hold up better than other ones. I have a question. Your sunglasses, plastic or glass? These are Ray Bans, but they're plastic. The lenses, I get, they're prescription, they're progressive lenses, transitioning. I don't know if they're glass or plastic. I never really, I didn't, I don't know. Probably just some sort of plastic. I think everything's plastic, much cheaper, but I do like my glasses, my Ray Bans. They fit my face well, and I like them, and that's all that matters. Sometimes I get made fun of, but that's okay. To each his own. I like what I like, and good vibes, says John. But yeah, that's my glasses. They're A Farm Zenda or A Farman Zeta. Yeah, they're Ray Bans. I bought them through Amazon in the U.S. before I came here, and then I got the prescription lenses done here in the Philippines. Very much more less expensive here than in the U.S. Tony says, "Do your sisters live close to your mother?" My one sister lives in D.C., Washington D.C., so she's like the furthest away. My other sister lives in like York, PA. Like she's like 30 minutes away from my parents, and obviously my brother's taking care of my parents, so he's there. LJB, no sign of Yellowstone eruptions. Was that a joke? Plus, so far from PA. I guess that's a joke. And yes, it's Yellowstone is very far from where I'm going. True Danger Zone King is here. Hello, my friend. Welcome. John says, I saw it on YouTube. It's all fear mongering. There's a lot of fear mongering going on. And you just have to be able to separate yourself and free your mind and don't get caught up in that. Yeah. Uh, PSYOP stuff. Nice to see a normal USA person. You're not like on TV. Well, I could never be on TV, Peter, because I'm not a good actor. Yeah, I'm not a good actor. I'm not good at heck. If I played cards, I'm not going to win much just because you would be able to call my bluff. If I had a good hand, it would be written all over my face. If I had a bad hand, it'd be written all over my face. Yeah, I'm definitely not a good actor, so I wouldn't be good, Peter, in that regard. There's a lot of acting going on. There is Michael Stan in Iran. It's a city. So they named a city in Iran after me or after all the Michaels in the world. That's kind of cool. A farmman, Zeta. I'm just going to call you Zeta for short, if that's all right. I like Zeta, but that's kind of cool. Michael Stan. Yeah, my name is Michael, and lots of Michaels. True Danger says was up with fire burning under most of far off PA. They said it's coal burning for decades. Mm, could be. I'm not up to a lot of the, I guess, uh, natural disaster things maybe going on in the U.S. or coal, but that's good to know. I didn't know that. True Danger Zone King. Uh, New Zealand Coin says, I think there's a lesson to be learned. Look after what you have and don't be materialistic or want for worldly things. And Z, I agree with you on that. Like always tell people, the Philippines opened my eyes a lot from that perspective. And I'm just happier with less. I know that sounds crazy. As long as I have enough money to eat, have a roof over my head. And quite honestly, even where I live now, I don't even need to spend that much money, which is not a lot here. Uh, I could find a place for less. And I'm going to, at some point, look at other options. I'm good where I'm at. The owners of the unit that I'm renting are very generous and kind and good Philippine people, husband and wife. They take care of me. So it's not always about just the unit that you have, the owners, because they have different individual owners of all the units within this condo marina development. The owners I happen to have are very good I'm blessed that they're the owners of my unit. They've been nothing but amazing living there. So although the cost is a little more than maybe some other people might pay, uh, I think the true bonus is actually the owners and having good landlords who are very compassionate and understanding and quite honestly very generous, knowing that I'm going to be leaving to go back to the States for a month to be with my mom. So I have a place to leave and then return to. So I'm blessed in that respect. Uh, John said Yellowstone eruption would probably get me a lot of views. To be honest, I should get on that wagon. Probably would. That probably would get you some views. That's a good idea, actually. Generation two Ray Bans might be good. You should get them while you're out and get them done there. I'm going to be looking into some things. I guess materialistic things, but not a lot while I'm home. SFN mobile mechanics. I'm going to look into some things I want to bring back. I do think I need a secondary device, not only for YouTube and all that. I just think having a backup phone or another device in case something would go wrong with this might be a smart investment. I'm going to try sitting again. The last time I sat down, the internet died, and I'm like, man, I'm standing in place. Uh, so I already have another pair of backup Ray Bans, different color, same Wayfair model to be done here. So I don't know if I'll get other glasses right now, but I do have backups for these. I just want to be safe in case something happens. The weather's fine. It's still warm though. I'm sure it's in the 80s or Celsius 30s. Central PA burning since the 60s. I've been there twice. It's closed to traffic. The True Silent Hill. Yeah, I remember that movie. Those video games are scary too. LJB said, that's why I like your channel. You are you and love it. I don't know any other way to be, and I appreciate that. Comment, compliment, LJB. That's how I want people to know me. Just as Michael, simple Michael, genuine Michael. What you see is what you get, guy. It's the easiest and the best thing to be is just simply be yourself. Um, NZ says basic necessities of life are food, shelter, warmth, love equals happy life. Exactly, NZ coins, and that's the way I feel here. That's the way I feel. I don't. The friends, the local people, they're first and foremost the best thing about here for me in Dumaguete, Philippines. That's what makes it special. That's why I'm happy. I know I get to get up every day and go for a walk and just say good mornings, good afternoons, whatever. Smile at somebody, they smile back. I make their day, they make my day. I'm more than content. If that's the best my life would actually be, would be or be possible just by doing that, I'd be very happy with that life. Love equals family. Exactly. It's always good to go home. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I, the mother, I'm worried about her, obviously. And I know it's not like I'm going home to a perfect situation in regards to her health. And I know how happy I am here. Not that I'm not going to be happy to see them. It's just, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a different vibe, and I know that this is my happy place being here in the Philippines. It's my happy space. I think aside from the exercise and the health and the diet and all that stuff I do, I think a big key component into having a healthy lifestyle is being happy too. That's what eliminates, for me, the stress. Um, Putting myself in an environment that's basically positive and no stress related, and it's definitely here. So longevity to life is eating well, walking, exercise, but simply putting yourself in an environment or situations that are drama free and happy. That works for me. Denise Kennedy says, "Uja, good trip." Um, Hold on, I'm going back here. John says, I bought myself some big Ray-Ban aviators too, switching from Oakley's. You know, I used to get Oakley's back in the day when I was younger and went through that phase. It was Oakley Frog Skin or whatever they called those models. Honestly, I once I compare Ray-Bans, I know it's plastic to plastic for the most part. I just think the quality of Ray-Bans is much better. I like the style much better. Yes, they are a little expensive, but I think, in my opinion, the Ray-Bans, you get more bang for the buck, in my opinion, compared to what you'd pay for Oakley's. I would never get a pair of Oakley's now. They just don't. I'm just happy with these. Um, but yeah, I remember the Ray-Ban Aviators, and then there's the Wayfarer or whatever. I really like them. And again, I don't like glasses that have those nose bridge things with the pads on them. I don't. They hurt. I mean, I know you can get softer pads, but those pads harden after a while. Then you got to replace the pads, and if they're not perfectly bent. They sit on your nose. I just don't like them. These never hurt. I know gravity pulls the glasses down, but they don't dig into your nose. I just like how they feel and fit. Um, Peter says the more you oven, the more afraid you are to lose it. What are you oven? Maybe there's something you're trying to say something else. The more afraid you are to lose it. Peter, I'm stuck on that. And it's probably, I fat finger things all the time, but SFN says I should invest in them. Generation 2 Ray Bans. When I work on vehicles, I can record, I can talk while I'm doing what I do for reference, etc., and then edit my content. Yeah, that would be awesome for me. Yeah, like if I could have the Meta glasses, and still be able to follow everything else with the chat, and then just like not have to hold the phone in my hand all the time. Uh, that would certainly be beneficial, but I'd still have to look at the phone. Maybe I'd be looking forward, and it's like, however you link it, I don't know how that works, but I could have the phone down here reading it versus holding it so you guys see me. But uh, maybe someday, SFN Mobile Mechanics. I don't. Uh, I guess maybe I'll improve technology if my channel would demand that. I'm still just Simple Michael's YouTube channel. I mean, it's like whatever becomes of it, great. But maybe at some point I might need to up my game if I even have one. Uh, Denise says, good trip. LJB says, almost 2,000 miles or 3,218 kilometers from PA to Yellowstone. So much for seeing mom. Have you tried scuba diving or fishing since you've been to the Philippines? No scuba and not really fishing either. Snorkeling, I would be doing, but I unfortunately had to leave my snorkel, very nice, expensive snorkel, mask, and flippers at home because I have no room to bring them. Now, I want to make sure I bring them with me when I return. The biggest thing are the flippers. I'm not really concerned about the flippers, although I bought all this stuff when I lived in Florida and I snorkeled all the time. I'd go in the ocean for hours. Um, the flippers are obviously much bigger. The mask and the snorkel can fit in this bag very easily. I don't want to at least leave those behind. Flippers, I'm not so concerned about bringing those. But if I do the Balikbayan box that I can ship to the Philippines here, that takes like 2 months, I'll definitely can throw the flippers in there. Um, uh, but Anna Kennedy, I love snorkeling. I did that a lot when I lived in Florida. It's neat. You can say Meta when I'm looking at or find me the nearest coffee shop. That's kind of cool, SFN Mobile Mechanics. I do like the idea. I just don't know how soon, but technology stuff, it would be my best bet if while I'm home and there's certain things like if I want to get a secondary iPhone or like an iPad, it would be in my best interest to probably try and do it while I'm home. Um, And if I would get a secondary phone, I'd get an iPhone Air, the thinner phone. Um, I don't know yet. And then I go back and forth. Well, an iPad would be nice for if I ever get more into doing videos, editing, simply watching and streaming stuff on an iPad versus always using my phone. Because I can't. This phone's not gonna last me forever. I abuse it right now, like doing what I'm doing. Iris Medez says, hello, sir. Hello, Iris. Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. My name is Michael. I'm living abroad here in the Philippines from the United States. But welcome. Happy. It's 2:48 Wednesday afternoon, 2:48 p.m. Uh, wow, Dakeen says the peso is at 61.75, which I'm going to have to get some Philippine pesos before I leave. Still have to purchase my exit clearance paperwork. I could either do that, I think, at the immigration, or I can just do it at the Cebu airport. But I do have to pay once you're over 6 months, you got to pay some sort of exit clearance tax. It's, money. It's all about money. But yeah, it's not every month over 6 months is when you got to pay. And when I went home the last time, I was barely at 7 months, so I didn't have to pay that much. Now it's going to be like 6 months over, so I'm not sure how much it's going to be. Now you can get all the stuff that you need or necessary. Yeah, I'm going to try. I definitely need a backup device. And I'm not. Yeah, I could get a cheaper, whatever phones they have here, Oppo phone or something like that. I don't want an Oppo phone. I'd rather just, buy something that I'm familiar with that has at least a good quality camera on it. Um, Uh, Henry says, Che, no, 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 no. First of all, it's too expensive. No. This is more just me spending time with my mother while she's not feeling well, Lynn. Uh, John says, you got to give her a try. You still got time. Just be careful. Meta doesn't stream straight to YouTube. It's either Facebook or Instagram. See, I didn't know that. A lot of people, when they meet me, they think I'm streaming on Facebook, and I don't. I never tried streaming on Facebook, really. I guess I could, but I don't do that. I didn't know that, DRT. That's good to know. Tony says, saw the commercial for Ray-Ban and Meta glasses. Pretty impressive. I think you would like them. Yeah, Tony, I probably would love them as long as I knew that I could link them through YouTube. With what DRT's saying, it's only for Facebook and Instagram. So that might not help me. Sorry, Trevor. I know I should just call you Trevor. I didn't know if everybody knows you're Trevor. That's why I sometimes just call people by their account name when I'm reading out. But I know you're Trevor. Um, and like JHN is John. That's a deal breaker. Red Taco. Yeah. My dad would probably buy that to go live on Facebook, but um, no YouTube. LJB says mileage was for the filming of Eruption. I don't think people get the distance in US. Have you gone snorkeling with the manatees in Florida? I've never snorkeled with them, but I've seen the manatees when I lived in Florida. Yeah, they're very cute, kind of biggish little mini whale, chubby kind of fish. Yeah, I remember seeing them. Now, I would go deep sea fishing when I lived in Florida, whether it was like a boat I paid, chartered, and a bunch of people went out. Plus, I had some friends that lived in Boynton Beach, Florida, and they had a home right in like a canal, right to their back porch. And they had two boats, a sailboat and a little uh, just a regular boat that we would go fishing, catch the fish, and we'd cook the fish right after we caught it. He could grill right on his boat. He had like a mini yacht, this guy that lived in Boynton Beach, Florida. Not right now, but maybe next time. Okay. It looks good though. I'm sorry. Next time I'll try and buy some. I promise. Okay. All right. See you later. They were selling me stuff. They're so cute here too. Like you wish you could buy from everybody, especially when they make different types of sticky pudding and all sticky rice and stuff like that. Um, caught a, yeah, caught a lot of fish, deep sea fishing. And look here. Uh, Trevor says, I'm always getting here late, bedtime here for me, midnight here and now. Like always, Michael, have a great afternoon and good evening and night, brother. Hey, Trevor, God bless you always. Thank you for your continued and constant support. I couldn't do it with you, couldn't do it without you and everybody else. And again, if you're new to the channel and you're, like I said, I'm kind of limited in my walking around today just because, some days the internet just isn't that awesome. But you make do with what you got. So I'm just at the Rizal Boulevard in Dumaguete, Philippines. That's another one. I didn't see Master Fortune today. He must be busy. I didn't see him today. Maybe I missed him. But if you haven't given me a like, I appreciate the double tap. Give me a like. And if you're not a subscriber and you're interested in following the simple, genuine life of Michael, a foreigner living abroad here from the United States, you're more than welcome, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Dr. Red says LJB only activity is geysers and hot springs at Yellowstone. No magma, never eruptions. You could be waiting hundreds of thousands of years. Yeah. I kind of don't worry about that stuff either. I can remember the Y2K and all that crap when I was younger. Nothing ever happens. I think that's just a lot of my opinion, just my fear mongering, just trying to cause people to worry about stuff. Uh, SF Trevor says, remember everyone to smash that thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, you ring that bell. Let's get 100. I don't know about 100, but I like your goals that you set for me, Trevor. Usually that's like a goal, I guess, 100. Today's wonky internet, I think, kind of disrupted any potential flow in that regard, but that's all right. It happens, and I'm happy with whatever I get and whatever I got. But it does feel good here today. It is nice. Dakine says, do you try the visa extension online? I think that is the new way to extend, or are you on another visa? I usually just go right into immigration here to extend. It's easy enough for me. I have a little form paper you fill out every time. Obviously, I'm not extending now because I'm going to be going home on the 8th for a month. But I usually just walk right into immigration. I grab the paper, I already have it filled out before I even get there, go in, pay the money, leave, go back within 7 days and pick it up for a 2-month extension. It's not inconvenient for me. It's fine. I'm always out walking anyway. I'm sure that's more beneficial to people that simply, I don't know, it's not convenient enough for them to just go there and get it. So they can, if they can do it online, that works. 20% on my battery. Do the double tap. Like says DRT. LJB says saw babies sucking, could hear squeaky noise. Pretty cute. Yeah, they were selling, like I said, I think it's something, it was like a sweet treat. And it's so cute because, somebody went to the trouble to make this. They have the big container and it's like they're selling cookies, but it's not cookies. But I don't eat a lot of sweets anyway. Sometimes I just give them money and say, I don't want the snack or the treat. Just here, take this. Um, but yeah, have a great day, Trevor. I appreciate it. Yeah, the 6-month extension, I never got to experience that, Shane Legs, but I did hear about it, and I'm sure it would be nice. I never really understood or learned why. Um, People just, you know, told me rumors as to why maybe that happened. I didn't know who was responsible or not, why. I didn't know. I just assumed maybe if people got a 6-month extension, and maybe the individual that was on a 6-month extension wasn't being such a good visitor or guest here. And I don't know. With 2 months, they can, I guess, if they're not happy with you and you're not being a respectful individual, maybe after 2 months, that's quicker, and they can say, "Hey, I'm not renewing you." I don't know. Or simply maybe they make more money that way, doing every 2 months. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, 6 months would be nice, especially for someone like me, knowing that I'm going to be here. It was being abused by online gamblers. Always somebody ruining it for somebody, then I guess, Shane. Whatever the reason is, yeah, I'm fine with doing every 2 months. It's not. It's there could be worse things going on than me having to go in the immigration office, but I'm walking through this area all the time anyway, so it's not like it's really out of my way. And I kind of set myself up in a good situation to kind of get in there and get out. I always pick up an extra, the paper little form I got to fill out, so it's already done. So I go in there, hand it to them. They give me a number. I wait, usually not long, pay for it, leave, come back whenever 7 days. It's not that big a deal for me. Um, But anyway, where we at? I'm at like 20%. I don't know who's all still here. Uh, yeah, Fred Chambers. It's looked like rain. Actually surprised it hasn't. Um, I've had more internet issues today than rain. Um, I always just love seeing boats. I know that could be basic, but I always just love seeing the boats. The water's really calm today. Not much going on. It's very calm. But yeah, all the dark is like here and more inland. Yeah, Shane, it's like like if you time it right and yeah, it's like storm clouds, but yeah, I've been lucky. I had a couple drip drops right when I went to start the stream and then that was it. But right now it's nice. But yeah, Shane, like if you time it right, the Dumaguete office isn't bad. Just do a little, I don't know, be proactive, have that form filled out. That way you're not sitting there filling out the form and other people are filling out their form and get it in before you and then get their number. Just grab an extra copy when you walk out and then have it for the next time. That's what I do. That saves a little bit of time. But again, I'm happy. I'm not in a rush. I don't care. If I got to wait a little bit for something here in the Philippines, it doesn't bother me. Patience. You learn that here. Are there boats for rent over there? Uh, I would assume maybe there are, maybe some kind of bunker boat or something like that. Maybe you could do that, Tony. I've never done that. Fred says you go fishing. Believe it or not, Fred, I've not fished once since I've been here, which is crazy. I'm not like this big fisherman guy either. I mean, I did my share of deep sea fishing when I did live in Florida. Um, I was more of a snorkeler, uh, paddle boarder, kind of in the ocean guy more so than fishing. But I did have fun when I did the deep sea fishing randomly on occasion. It was fun, especially when you're catching things. And I don't, I don't really know a whole lot about fishing, but when you're catching stuff, it makes it that much more fun. Not everything I caught was edible. Some things were. And then you get the ones that are not edible, and then the guys that work on the mates that work on the boat, they're cutting up the non-edible fish, and then I'm using that as bait and catching more fish. So yeah, hopefully someday. Yeah, I think the clouds must mess with the internet maybe a little too, Lynn. Uh, I worked offshore on the platform out there, and I did a lot of fish while working. Yeah, like I said, I don't mind it. Um, I'm just not. I don't have. I'm not pro Joe fisherman. That's for sure. I'm more of a snorkeler, paddle boarder, boogie boarding, guy. And honestly, I haven't done a lot of that here. That was more so when I lived in Florida, East Coast, a lot of waves. I like wavy, not over the top rough water. Sometimes it can be that nasty. You got to be in good shape to even get out there. But yeah, I was always into the body surfing, goofing off, just being in the ocean. And I would snorkel. I'd go to when I lived in Stewart, Palm City, Florida. One of my favorite places to go was Bathtub Beach in Florida for snorkeling, collecting conch shells and stuff like that. You get money for that stuff too. Oh yeah, I'd be in the ocean for hours. Tony said, "Did you mention you're going to bring your scoop?" Yeah, at least my mask because it's expensive. I bought that in Florida. I'm not buying anything else. I don't want to waste, that and my snorkel. The flippers might be a challenging, but if I get a Balak buy-in box and ship that from the U.S. here and get it in a couple months, um, then I'll ship the flippers um, in the Balak buy-in box and bring the snorkel and the mask. That would fit in here easily. I just have to be careful because I'm definitely not going to set myself up where I have to bring a lot of stuff back traveling. It's this. Anything else I want, dry foods, my granola, honey, pumpkin seeds, organic stuff that I can get at Costco's or BJ's. I'll ship that in a Balak buy-in box. Um, so I have that here. I always wanted to catch a tuna or salmon, just get to go to BC for that though. Yeah, we caught um, tuna when I was in Florida. Mahe mahe. Yeah, we would catch that. That was when I was on my friend. He had his own boat, and like you literally catch it. He'd fillet it, clean it right there on his boat. He had a grill. He'd cook it right on the boat. You couldn't get it right from the ocean. Clean it, cook it, eat it. Yeah, that was fun. You still alive? Thought you left. Yeah, Derek, I'm about ending it really soon though. But for now, I got whitefish, jackfish, and suckers. Yeah, when I was at home, I would buy tilapia. I would buy haddock is one of my favorite. I like white haddock and simple. Prepare that, broil it, and bake it in the oven. I'd get a big piece too, and then I'd take leftovers and share with my coworkers at work. Um, Henry says, yeah, and Cameron, Louisiana. I live north, right on the Gulf Coast, and spent most of my time on the water. Yeah, I love the ocean. That's why I'm here. That's why I like living here. I'm a ocean, warm weather guy. I guess hot weather guy. Upper 90s. That's like night and day. Bill, it makes me laugh. I can remember you giving me the weather updates. Bone chilling in the winter, negative degrees. Now I get to hear you say 90s. That's good. That's more my speed, especially when you can get hot during the day and then you get those cool nights. Open the windows where you're cold and you got to be under blankets to sleep. Nothing beats that. Not even an AC. Give me the fresh air from outside, and yeah, that's good weather. Probably get to experience maybe a little bit of cooler nights while I'm in Pennsylvania while I'm home. June 8th, that's when I go back. June 8th until July. I arrive here the 10th. Leave the 9th, but get here the 10th. Henry says, ate a lot of cobia and red snappers and tuna fish. You should put Texas Pete. There is hot sauce. I have to look at that. You mentioned that before, Derek. There's hot sauce they sell in Belkers here. It's like an import store here in Dumaguete, which I like. They import a lot of stuff from, you know, USA, European countries and stuff. There's a lot of Western like imported foods in Belkers. I know I remember seeing it. That's where I get my brown mustard, or sometimes they have Grey Poupon. But yeah, I'm a mustard guy. I like mustard with the turmeric that's in it and stuff like that. Yeah, I can't take the cold weather being in way south, says Henry. I mean, yeah, I can handle any climate. Pennsylvania, you kind of learn to deal with the cold, the coldest of colds. Maybe not as cold as some people, but I've had some very cold winters in Pennsylvania, negative wind chills, and I've had some hot, uh, when you're landlocked in the central PA with no breeze whatsoever. I can handle basically anything. I think that's what helps me being here. John says 12 Celsius lows, 18 highs in Saskatchewan, overcast these 3 days was 30. Yeah, bipolar weather. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I'm glad I like hot weather. I mean, I'm glad I like it because that's what you have here. I never complain. Never ever complain about the weather. Uh, Dali hot sauce here in Louisiana, the Tabasco. I like Tabasco or that Texas beet, this red, watery like hot sauce. I'm not big into like thick barbecue stuff with sugar in it, unless it's some sort of no honey. I'm okay with honey, real honey. You can create your own hot sauce with real honey and some Texas Pete or whatever. That makes for some good wings. Guys are making me hungry now. All right. Well, guys and gals, everybody, I greatly appreciate you guys toughing it out with me during today's live stream. Multiple outages, it happens, but I appreciate everybody that did bear with it, deal with it. Other than that, today's Wednesday. I have some things to take care of tomorrow, pre-planning for June 8th before I leave. Friday, I'll be back live stream. I don't have that much to do. I am going to get my plane ticket from Cebu back to Dumaguete now before I leave. Have that done so I don't have to worry about doing that when I'm at home. And go into immigration here and have them get me my uh, whatever exit paperwork for being here over 6 months. Take care, pay that little fee tax and have that done instead of doing that at immigration at Cebu. I'm just trying to get everything done so I don't have to worry about anything. And that'll be it. Pack this with very few items. I got to get my some slider, some inexpensive slider, slipper like flip flop shoes to wear on the plane with socks. I'm not wearing sneakers. I don't want to have to take shoes on and off, tie my shoes. I'm just going to wear sliders, because once you get into the USA, you got to take your damn shoes off because they haven't stopped doing that nonsense of taking your shoes off. You don't have to do that over here. You don't have to take your shoes off over here, only over there. So I want to make that easy. Let me see here. Good night, Mike. Yeah, eat good. Hope it slaps and is bussin'. Sonny boy, thank you for being here this whole time. So Friday, Thursday. Yes, that's right. My Friday, your Thursday night. How about syrup? I don't really get it as syrup, Derek. But thank you, Sonny boy. Tony says, remember yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, and today is a gift. See you later, guys. God, you bless you, Mike. Tony, you like that? I love that too. You just, hey, I don't know. I don't have to say it. You took the words right out of my mouth, Tony. You have a good day, and we'll see you later down the road. Yeah, I'll be here Friday, Thursday night for a lot of you guys. Lynn Angel, see you. Connie, safe travels. But I'll be back here Friday and with some other, I'll be doing lives up until I go back on Monday. Um, Even Monday while I'm at the airport, probably sitting there bored out of my mind. I don't have to pay anything on ballot buying privileges. Thanks, TSA. Yeah, it's just like, it's funny. I was like ready to pop my shoes off when I was here in Asia. You don't have to do that here. Hey, Chief, thank you so much. Have a blessed day. NZ Coins, bless, love all. Anna says, thanks, Michael. See you Friday. I'll find a way to get some raw honey to you in July when you return and smoke salmon after I get back from last. And Kennedy, I appreciate that. Whether that happens or not, it's quite okay. Just the thought of you wanting to do that for me, I can't thank you enough, Anna. And Anna, before I go, you're going to be blue too. You're blue now. So from now on, you're blue. Crocs are good for, yeah, that's what I want. Not Crocs, but the slider type things with the open toe. You see them, Nike, like a bunch of them. You can get them fairly cheap here. I just want something that I can wear socks because my feet will get cold on that airplane because the AC will be kicking. I'll need a blanket too. Um, yeah, I'll be looking for you Thursday night. All right, everybody. God bless you. Take care. Have a good night. And as my very good friend here said, Tony, remember, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. Thank you always for supporting me. It's a blessing. I can't thank you enough. Um, Again, sorry for the technical difficulties today. Hopefully Friday's a little better, but it is what it is. You make the most out of everything, and it could always be worse. But Connie says probably won't see you Friday with my husband has heart surgery, but we'll be thinking. Thoughts and prayers with you, Connie, and your husband. Merlady, take care. God bless. See you all later. Again, thank you. Always. So long from Dumaguete, Philippines. See you guys Friday. Thank you. See you.